gentlemen, welcome to our Fast Chat, Navigating the Future of Industrial Operational Intelligence. Today, we journey into the heart of the evolving industrial landscape, illuminating its every contour with the wisdom of our very own beacon, my friend and CEO, Harold Moss. As critical industries stand at the cusp of a holistic transformation, there is really nobody better than Harold here. Welcome, Harold. So without further ado, let's dive deep in.
Thank you, Red. How's it going?
Good, man. Good. And thanks for joining us. I know you're busy, so I appreciate your time. I'll dive right in. Harold, predictive maintenance was one of the crowning jewels originally in industrial operational intelligence. Why do you believe that it's critical now to extend that vision beyond this horizon?
I don't think that vision ever reached fruition, first of all. I think you see a lot of different sensor vendors. The data is rarely used. This movement to data science is highlighting the fact that we're not getting the value out of the intelligence and capabilities that organizations need to compete in today's modern world. So if you think about the ability to collect a lot of different data from a lot of sources and correlate it, that's largely absent in most businesses. And I think that's the driving change of predictive maintenance. How can you start to figure out what's really happening? Looking at one sensor or one event is not enough to determine leading and lagging indicators, let alone when something is in need of being addressed.
Yeah, and that need to be equipped with that comprehensive systems perspective you always mention to me, and that advanced AI-driven industrial analytics that you've been building and working on for a while now.
Yeah,
So,
I think AI is a tool. So in that scenario, right, the reality is people could kind of somewhat do this, but it would be so cumbersome they're never going to do it.
right,
If you're looking at the myriad of data that you're getting in, and the different types of sensors and the simplicity of getting to that point, it's been lacking in the industry in general.
right. That brings up the concept of the tipping insights that you and I talk about, and that really is revolutionary. Can you shed a little light for the audience on the significance in the real world scenarios that you've seen for our critical industries like energy, power, smart cities, maybe even defense?
Yeah, I think so tipping is the first step in that journey of using intelligence and data. Tipping is that, hi, I need to do something. It's important in understanding the relationship of an event. If you think about cybersecurity, because you brought that up, we've always had a myriad of alerts going on. The difference is they weren't qualitative. And as a result, you really weren't getting tipping. You were just getting noise and you didn't know how to act. And as we start to look at the future where sensors and intelligence are going, it becomes very specific. Understanding the identity of a specific object that's doing an event is much more meaningful than I see an event that's happening on a network. And I think, being able to take that information and combine it with other things in relationship to each other, that's true tipping. Today, you just want to understand, hey, this is about to fail. But in the long term, it's that correlation of lots of data and being able to massage it and understand, for example, the relationship between a log file and power. And when a computer is going out to check for an update versus when somebody is beaconing out information.
I love it. And that reminds me of a thing you've said to me many times before, which is seizing opportunities across these industries and reimagining how we engage with the industrial processes to create more opportunities for business growth. That's awesome. And it leads me to the next question I have for you, which is supply chain and value chain. We get into this discussion even with our advisors. The optimization seems like a mammoth task, right? With all their different intricacies. What's the secret sauce that you think Tautuk has cooking up that we're bringing to this arena around those?
Corollary aspect of what we do. So everything we do is intelligence. We do it in the back end. We don't try and do it at the edge. That's one of the differences of what we do. The second is we have a broader visibility than most organizations. We have a more focused mission approach to dealing with those things. So understanding the relationship between humidity, temperature, and light is actually important. So, blueberries are affected by barometric pressure. Tomatoes, less so. But understanding those relationships between the object and that type of information gives you insights that you couldn't get to before. Or understanding, for example, the fingerprint of what a normal update to Apple looks like and when that happens and cross-correlating that to a log. Those are things that we don't really do today. But if you actually look at that data, it's a unique fingerprint. and you could actually take that unique fingerprint and understand the behavior or what should be behavior.
I love it. And you make me think about everything from agriculture, where it's seed to plate. You make me think about the smart cities and building a better, stronger community for the folks that live there. And ensuring product quality from inception to delivery is really a bold product or promise. How does Tautuk intend to really maintain this unwavering anthem of quality with our sensors and our
So that's it's very specific in how that works, but a big chunk of that is the form factor and the shape and actually looking at the problem. So it's very common for engineers, and I'm an engineer at heart. We come up with a brilliant idea, but we don't think about the problem we're solving and how does it fit in and does it actually equate to the problem. And when we talk to pharma companies, there's very specific attributes that are lacking in the industry today, and they were kind enough to share them. And we shape our product, or we're driven by the sales, not by the engineering. So it allows us to create products quickly. The ability to add a sensor in 2 weeks or a new type of sensor goes a long way. And we can actually form factor. One of the things we haven't got graded is industrial design parts of it, but that's a different issue. So that aesthetic piece, that's something we have to look towards the future. And oddly enough, it's more expensive than building our sensors. But we built a platform that allows us that flexibility, and that's the key. It was built from the ground up that way versus technology trying to find a home.
I love it. And lastly, Harold, I know you're busy and we have running out of time here. We got our fast chat as I promised our audience. But if you were to envision the future of industrial operational intelligence, and maybe not just in one sentence, but if you want to, what is that vision for that future from your perspective?
Ultra flexible sensors that are dumb, but intelligence in the back end that can understand those relationships.
Awesome. I love it. Man, this is really awesome. And thank you for your time today and your expertise. And I look forward to seeing all the things that we build out and how we help the world grow stronger and how we produce a future that's sustainable and efficient for everybody and safe and secure. And thank you again for your time. And thanks to our audience for listening in today.
Thank you for your time. Thanks.
Cheers.